A long contact list does not prove relationship building. Meeting an ambassador, attending a conference, or adding senior people on LinkedIn may provide context, but Chevening needs to see how a professional relationship was built or sustained and what it achieved. This guide uses a composite teaching example to map need, contribution, reciprocity, trust, friction, and outcome. It is not a sample answer to copy. Current Chevening criteria emphasize building strong professional relationships, sustaining them, and achieving measurable outcomes through them. The reviewer is not measuring extroversion or the number of people you know. The evidence should reveal a mutual working relationship. Your answer needs a reason for cooperation, specific actions that built trust, contribution from both sides, and a result that would have been difficult without the relationship. Choose a relationship that had a real job to do. Ask what problem required cooperation and what each side possessed that the other lacked. The best example may involve a colleague, community leader, supplier, civil society partner, academic, or public official. Status is irrelevant if the relationship produced no work. A modest partnership with clear reciprocity and outcome is stronger than proximity to an impressive person. A credible relationship story begins before trust exists. Explain the initial gap. Perhaps partners had different incentives, a community distrusted the organization, earlier promises had failed, or two teams used incompatible information. Describe the concern fairly instead of presenting the other side as difficult. The relationship becomes meaningful when the reader can see why cooperation was uncertain and why deliberate work was necessary. Identify what you contributed to the relationship, not only what you received from it. You might listen to concerns, share useful data, introduce a needed contact, translate technical information, change a process, or deliver a small commitment reliably. Avoid vague phrases such as "I communicated regularly." Name the action, why it addressed the other party's concern, and how consistent follow-through changed the quality of cooperation. Relationship building is reciprocal. Show what the other person or organization contributed and how their knowledge, access, challenge, or resources changed your approach. Reciprocity does not require equal tasks, but both sides should have agency. If the story describes you persuading someone to provide a favor and then never working together again, it may be influence evidence rather than a sustained professional relationship. Strong relationship evidence often includes friction, a disagreement over priorities, a missed expectation, a confidentiality concern, or a boundary you had to respect. Explain how you responded without exaggerating conflict. Did you clarify the shared objective, renegotiate responsibilities, acknowledge an error, or adjust the timetable? Repair and adaptation demonstrate a relationship more convincingly than claiming that communication was always excellent. State the outcome produced through the relationship. Numbers help when genuine, but the result may also be a policy adopted, access restored, a service co-designed, or a partnership renewed. Then, show continuity. Did the parties work together again, refer others, maintain a shared process, or continue exchanging expertise? A result plus credible continuity demonstrates that the relationship was more than a one-time transaction. Consider a composite public health example. Weak notes say, "I networked with clinic managers and improved reporting." Stronger planning notes record that clinics distrusted a burdensome process. The applicant listened to workflow concerns, redesigned the reporting step, and returned useful analysis to the clinics. Managers then tested and refined the process, leading to sustained data sharing. These are teaching notes, not a finished paragraph, and they must not be copied. Before drafting, fill 6 boxes: shared need, initial relationship gap, your contribution, the other side's contribution, shared outcome, and continuity. If one box is empty, polished language will not repair the evidence. Search your records in memory, or choose another relationship. You can complete this map on paper. The goal is not to manufacture a perfect story, but to identify the relationship you can explain honestly and specifically. Reflection should show how the experience changed your relationship practice. Avoid saying only that networking is important. Explain the principle you learned, how you used it later, and why it matters for the collaborations in your career plan. The Chevening network can support future impact, but do not promise to collect contacts. Show how you will contribute knowledge, connect stakeholders, and sustain purposeful professional relationships. The example in this lesson is deliberately composite and incomplete. It demonstrates evidence categories, not application wording. Chevening prohibits AI-generated application answers, so your experience, reasoning, and final language must remain your own. Map one relationship today and circle the weakest box. If you use the guided checker link below, treat its result as a diagnostic prompt and return to your own records before writing.